Hello and welcome to my channel. This is me, your girl CatCorelli, and this is episode 254 of my Cat Vibes series. So today we're painting a really panoramic landscape, a winter landscape. For the first time this winter, there was actually snow in Kentucky, and this was like in early January. I think something around January 10th or 8th, something to that effect. And then that snow was gone in like a couple of days. There was no snow again. So I've used this rare opportunity to get out and do some walking, take some reference photos, and then to kind of, have something to paint from because sometimes there is snow in winter around here, and sometimes there's no snow at all. And me being a person from Russia, from Moscow, Russia, I'm pretty much used to snow in winter. It's like it's a necessary prerequisite of winter. Like, what do you mean there's no snow? It's ridiculous. I'm still kind of getting used to this. It's so bizarre. So I definitely wanted to paint this, and I wanted to approach this snowy landscape in a very minimalist fashion. First of all, I wanted to really use, for the most part, to use broader, thicker brushes as opposed to going into too much detail. I wanted to keep it, like I like to say, more impressionistic and more focused on brush strokes and texture and that kind of thing. And so that's why I picked this reference photo, and I just narrowed it down into a very panoramic image because I just happened to have a really long wood panel laying around. This was probably the first one that I've actually mounted. You see how the screws are poking out? Well, that's because it was the very first one. I didn't quite know what am I doing. So, but I think there is something to it. It has a more kind of rustic look to it, I believe. And anyways, this was a pleasant experience painting this landscape, and while I'm talking, you can just see it progress onward. This wood panel is available, by the way. If you want to purchase it, reach out to me either in the comment section, or you can reach out to me at ladycatherinecorelli@gmail.com and request the pricing. Currently it's hanging on my wall, drying up. And after a little while, I think I'll varnish it and it will be ready to go. What else did I want to say? I wanted to talk a little bit about the musical part of things. So today is February 4th. As far as I remember, it might be 5th already. I think it's 4th. I will have another single, the 5th single from the upcoming album, dropping on the 7th. The title of that song is Bitch Please. I would really encourage you to pay attention to the lyrics. Every song that I'm dropping, there are layers of meaning to it. Perhaps not as many layers as there used to be in the past. I like to think that I'm more straightforward nowadays with my lyrical content. But still, I would encourage you to actually, if you don't see a lyric video for a song, go ahead, check out genius.com, find me there, Catherine Corelli, and you will find all of my lyrics for all of my released music. And that includes the modern releases as well. So this single is dropping on the 7th. I would really like to know your opinion on this song, and how do you like it, generally speaking. I think it is pretty densely packed, and there's a lot in there. I also want to kind of say that it looks like my future material, the next album that I'll be going into pretty damn soon, is going to be substantially heavier, and I mean really heavier than any of my previous works. If we use my Killed Alive album as a frame of reference, I think it's gonna be like heavier than that, a lot heavier than that. Currently, I'm learning some new screaming techniques. I consider taking some lessons. I am not quite sure who do I want to go to, but I want to take some vocal lessons, specifically in extreme vocals. I'm refining my vocals because I want to get myself basically a broader, more sophisticated toolkit. What I did not realize in the past, quite frankly, is that my primary method for screaming and growling and all that, technically speaking just growling, is I'm using false chord screams all the time. It's all false chord, false chord, false chord. The thing that I am not prolific at and that I really want to develop is fry scream. And I think that will open up a whole new palette, a whole new range of, a whole new sonic soundscape of things that I will be capable of. And that, combined with my further explorations of the guitar neck and guitar tones, I think might yield some very interesting but harsher and heavier, darker results. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for. Currently, if you remember my guitar, my Tiger, my 6-string Tiger, custom built, that you usually see in my videos, in my lyric videos, that guitar, currently I dropped the tuning down to a drop G. It has thicker strings, and I've already used it while recording some guitar stems for the next album. But if everything pans out, there's a real possibility that I will get my hands on an 8-string guitar, and it looks that will open up a whole new creative horizon for me. Let's put it this way. And that means I'll be going heavier, and there'll be more extreme vocals. And because at this point I think I've actually fully recovered my voice, it's a new voice nowadays. It's not really, there's nothing left of my old voice, of my old vocals from the past. It's all new stuff. I think I'm way past that point where, you know, see, here's the thing. Look, in 2019, I think I was still not ready to go full in, to scream, to yell, to explore false chord screaming, even that much, or fry screaming. That was too early for me, because after that voice loss that I had in 2013, I still wasn't fully recovered. It was still too early. I still couldn't really force my voice to do everything that I wanted it to do. Nowadays it's a different story, and I think I've grown since then. So now I can do things that I couldn't do in 2019 or even in 2021. There were things that I struggled with. Nowadays it's a lot easier, and that means that now I can learn new stuff, or, you know, pick up where I left off in the past, because there were things that I was kind of trying to develop way back, you know, before my voice loss, more than 10 years ago, and then I lost my voice, and all of that just went nowhere. So there's that too. And hopefully that will improve my vocal tone, it will improve my vocal sound, my delivery, and that combined with new guitar tones, a new palette, a new whole soundscape palette, that will yield interesting results. That's what I'm looking forward to, and I can't wait to get fully onto this next album, because I have plenty of ideas, and a whole theme going on there. I think that from now on, since I started to practice this on this album, on the current album, Gehenna Arcanum. I kind of like it. The idea of releasing a single once in 3 weeks or once in 4 weeks, and then after a while releasing the entire album while I'm working, refining the mixes, doing work on production, and doing all the final mixing and mastering, that kind of thing. I kind of like how it flows. It looks like it's a very good pace for me, because I'm just in time to get things done to the best of my ability. Looking back at my previous release, I think that I could have spent more time learning about proper mixing techniques and about production, and I could have spent more time refining my skills as a musician. But, it was what it was. My approach is changing all the time. So that means basically that once this Gehenna Arcanum album is released on April 1st, I think after that, shortly, and that is like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, the next single from the next album will show up. At least I hope that I'll be able to pull it off. That's what I'm aiming for. And I can't tell you what song is that gonna be, and I just don't know. We'll see. But it's very likely to happen if nothing significant gets in my way. As for now, you can see that's what I'm doing. I'm painting. Check out the new single that will drop on the 7th. I will appreciate your feedback. Pay attention to the lyrics, and if you haven't heard my previous singles from this coming album, check out all of them. On February 7th, that's going to be the 5th one, and there are already 4 of them sitting there. As usual, I will take proper photographs of all of these newer paintings, and I will post them on my website. They will show up there. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you being on my channel. Thank you very much for your support, for your comments, for your likes. If you like my content, please share it, and you will hear me on the next episode. Meow!